Okay. So I think the thing that I want to talk about tonight actually is we are teaming up with Union Capital Boston on an online gala. I grew up saying gala, and then as an adult heard gala enough that I started saying gala. So what we have decided today is that will be one of the goals of the fundraiser that night is to come to a consensus onto whether or not it's gala or gala. Um, it is June 25th. I think that's a Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Union Capital Boston, interestingly enough, this will be their fourth online gala. So this was something that they were doing before the pandemic. And we already have a collaboration with them on the investment front. So we have a collaboration with them. And just really quickly, for anyone who's not familiar with Union Capital Boston, it's a civic engagement org that has a rewards system for civic engagement. And so the way it's a membership based organization, and the way that that works, thank you, Lucas, putting the mark your calendars in the chat. And the way that that works is their members learn about different types of events that are civic oriented in our communities, and they get points for attending those events, meetings, etc. And then they have tiers. So at a certain level, the bronze level, I believe they get a $25 gift card as a reward. And I'm not quite sure how many points have to get to that. Then they have at the silver level, they get, I believe, a $75 gift card, and then it kind of goes up from there. And so the collaboration that we have with them that we formed, I want to say in 2019, last year, shortly after the fund launched, is their members have the option when they get to the silver level to say either, yep, give me the whole $75 gift card, or actually, instead of a $75 gift card, please make an investment on my behalf in the Ujima fund. A minimum investment, $50 investment. That's the minimum so that it's accessible to as many people as possible. And then I'll take a $25 gift card. Through that, I believe we probably have about 15 investors through that collaboration with Union Capital Boston, which is pretty neat. And so why am I mentioning that? Oh, so just to say, so we've been collaborating for some time. We've been in relationship for some time. And so one of the other things that we talked about last year was, well, let's team up on this online gala, which I just thought was a brilliant idea on their part. So kind of taking the gala event, playing around with it a little bit, poking a little bit of fun at it, and doing it in a way that doesn't cost as much money as kind of like an in-person gala does. And having fun and fundraising at the same time. So we said we'll team up on it this year. And now that the pandemic has hit, everyone's galas have moved online now. Those that are still doing galas, so it's interesting. So our joint gala with Union Capital Boston is happening June 25th, 7 o'clock p.m. And we're now getting into the planning for it. So I also invite you, if you're interested in helping us with some of that planning, reach out. We are sending out a save the date on Monday. We're going to put up a Facebook invite. We're going to throw it up on Twitter and Instagram to let people know to save the date. And then our plan is to send out an email next Thursday, May 14th, to everyone, again, to say save the date. But there's still some things we're working on. Ujima wants to put together a host committee of about 20 people. I think I have 3 or 4 names on my list right now. So if you were thinking, hey, I'd love to be on that host committee, or I have some suggestions for names for a host committee, again, please reach out. I think all of you should have my email address by now. If not, you can reach out to Jenny or Claudia or Sierra. Claudia and Sierra are also doing this planning with us on behalf of Ujima. So that's one of the things we want to think about is the host committee. We're also still thinking about what ticket pricing will look like. So even though it's an online gala, they still have ticket categories that they try to make interesting. So any thoughts, any input about that is welcome. Similarly with the host committee, traditionally they've asked hosts to donate $250. Again, everything's up for review. So we want to say, does that still feel appropriate right now? What would we want to ask the host committee to do? We're thinking about ticket pricing. The theme right now that we're going with that we like is The Wiz. And maybe Sierra could talk about this a little bit. So there are a few things that we like about that. So one, it's a classic. So it has intergenerational appeal. When Sierra talked about just kind of what it evokes for her, there's the whole notion of the journey, the road, and where are you at the end of the journey, which is definitely appropriate for this. We are all, even as we're working to create what a post-pandemic world looks like, there's also some curiosity and some uncertainty about that. So that feels appropriate. Also thinking about on the color scheme, emerald, the color green. So these are the kind of things we're throwing around. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to mention about the fundraiser. We've said that a goal, Sierra just typed into the chat. Oh, I like that. Can you feel the brand new day? We've said that the goal is $30,000. And then we want to have a push goal of 40,000. And we want to pre-raise 13 and a half. And so we're thinking tickets probably go on sale May 25th. And we want to be able to say between May 25th and June 25th, we've pre-raised 13 and a half. And so we're able to start the night saying, hey, we have close to $14,000. And then we're able to get to 30, maybe even 40 at the end of the night. So that's what I want to talk about with you all tonight. And I will pause here to see if there are any questions, comments, feedback. Okay, so, well, I will now kick it to Jenny. You're about to see a cat very soon. I will kick it to Jenny to talk about her update.
Thanks, Nia. All right, everyone. So my name is Jenny again, and I am the Business Alliance Coach. And my update is in regards to the Business Support Landscape event that happened last Wednesday. For me, the Wednesdays are kind of coming together, the days in general. And it was an awesome event where we had 3 presenters speak in regards to the role of community now and beyond. And the beyond is COVID. So the 3 presenters were Jen Fagel with Commonwealth Kitchen, Karen Kelleher with Lisk Boston, and Allison Kroner Barron with Boston Builds Credit / United Way. The conversation went really well. There were several things that were highlighted, and follow-up emails will be going out to the business support team just to share the recording that we did for that night. So if you do want to have access to that, I'm pretty sure the communications team sent it out as well in the communication this week, so check it out. But if you want to be plugged into what business support team is doing and moving forward, feel free to reach out to me and we can move forward and add you to the business support group, because we're awesome. I just want to say this. You guys want to join us because amazing things are going to happen, as Nia's cat tries. So one of the main things that was highlighted from the event, specifically from Commonwealth Kitchen, Jen Fagel, was this initiative that they are doing known as Common Table. There were several parts to that initiative, but she pulled out 3 main action items that, again, will be shared out to as an email follow-up. But one of the actually, should I give framing to Common Table? That makes sense. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. All right. So I don't want to butcher the overview for a common table. I'm just pulling up the document, and I can also share that in the group. Are we allowed to share that, Mia?
I haven't looked at the email yet. I would think we are. Is there a reason why? Is there a reason why we wouldn't be able to? You think?
I don't know. I just wanted to double check.
Well, maybe just hold on, just because I haven't had a chance to read the. You're talking about the email that she sent.
Okay.
What are you talking about, Jenny?
So I'll just share one thing. So the common table from initiative is from Commonwealth's Kitchen. It's their response to COVID-19 in regards to emergency food response plan. The concept is to create an umbrella marketing campaign to raise funds to support a number of initiatives specifically focused on supporting the local restaurant, farm, and food industry while feeding people in need. So their focus is really supporting restaurant owned by people of color, women of color, located in low-income communities. So having those restaurants be the primary group feeding the communities because they're in those communities. There's different elements to it. There's a element where right now they have 3 restaurants that they have chosen to partner with, where they have funding from Boston, where they are being paid to $10 per meal to provide free prepared meals to hospital workers. So the 2 main asks from Jen Fagel was really reaching out to the different types of restaurants that are Black owned and specifically women owned, but within our communities to connect with Commonwealth Kitchen. Their goal, if I'm not mistaken, is to have 10 restaurants be able to participate in this initiative. They currently have 3. And then the second major ask was supporting with end of the line delivery drivers. So those are the 2 that I wanted to share as an update of some major takeaway from an awesome event. Again, if I didn't say it, business support is where you want to be. We're going to have awesomeness all throughout. So feel free to reach out to me for more details. And if you would like to have access to the follow-up email, also let me know.
Great, thank you, Jenny. And it does seem like you have a question. So a reaction, Kelsey said, that sounds amazing. Looking forward to learning more. And then Siona says, is there anything you can share about our other Ujima SBA members and our Ujima partners? How are they doing / faring? Could they use targeted support? I know Ujima and Beckman have a partnership to support CARES Act and PPP applications, but just wondering if our businesses will be able to survive and thrive. Do you want to take that, Jenny? Or should I?
I feel like that is a question, but I can see.
Okay. Yeah, and I think you could definitely. So yes, Siona. So we've been doing InReach. And if I'm understanding your question correctly, I'm thinking this is probably a question about how the businesses in our network are doing. Is that correct? Excellent. Yep. So we've been doing 2 layers of InReach. Actually, really, I would say 3. One is with businesses in our business alliance. The second is with members of our business support team. And I mentioned that because there are members of our business support team who are business owners. Although their businesses are not in our network, they are business owners. And so that's one of the things that we're learning as we're doing the InReach with the business support team to see how everyone's doing. And we're doing outreach to businesses on our Businesses We Love list. What we have learned from our business alliance, and I will work actually just to kind of do some quick number crunching, not tonight, but just be able to kind of provide this data a little more easily and digestibly, is some of our businesses have closed. So for example, Democracy Brewing has temporarily closed. It does not make sense for them to be operating right now. And they have told us they don't need anything. So they are not operating and they are okay. Fresh Food Generation had closed and is now participating in this partnership. So Fresh Food Generation had closed temporarily and they were working to find short-term employment options for their employees and also help their employees navigate unemployment insurance. They have now teamed up with Commonwealth Kitchen on this initiative. And before it was the Common Table Initiative, initially it was Fresh Food Generation and Jamaica Me Hungry doing food for hospitals. And now it's a full-blown initiative that you've just heard about. Haley House, as you know, had recently reopened. And so they have been able to pivot to providing takeout and delivery. They are one of the recipients of the mass redistribution fund as well. So they just got got some funding on Friday, May 1st for their emergency kitchen that they have set up to respond. Sydney Janney Design has indicated some struggles, and so is working to access kind of the PPP resources. And so we're trying to line Sydney up. We're trying to help Sydney through the second round of the PPP process. Those are the ones that I know about off the top. I do know I haven't had a chance to talk personally with Banh Mi, but I do know Banh Mi was participating in the Cambridge pilot to prepare food for homeless shelters in Cambridge, and they have a gift card campaign, and they have a fund that they have set up for their employees. So they've also been raising money for that fund, and last that I checked, that fund had raised all of the money that they needed for that fund. And Cerro Co-op. So a couple of things with Cerro. Cerro was able to get PPP money. We are actually going to announce tomorrow morning, I believe, that the first installment of our investment to Cerro went out to them a couple of weeks ago. So we'll be making that announcement. And Cerro is still operating. They're considered an essential service. They immediately lost about 60% of their revenue when the pandemic hit. One of the ways that they've responded is they put out a search for a sales associate to kind of help generate new leads and drum up new business. So that's what we know about from the Business Alliance. Please let me know if I forgot anybody, Jenny. And as I said, we've been doing steady and reach with the Business Alliance members. And Jenny, you just had a conversation with Fort Hill Bar and Grill and Dorchester Food Co-op.
Yep. So we are doing inReach. One of the things that we recognize is that a lot of our businesses within our system, we have their business numbers. So getting in contact with them currently right now, we're leaving voicemails, letting them know that we are here and we do want to hear from them. I did have a conversation last week with Dorchester Co-op and Fort Hill Bar. The owner got a sense of understanding of her pain points, and it's actually something that we're planning on having conversations about during our business support team meeting at the end of this month, the fourth Wednesday of this month. So if you are interested in conversations of what it looks like to support our businesses within our network, do plug in to the business support team. I am a shameless plug this Wednesday, but we do have business owners that are facing hardship, and we are doing our part as a team to plug in to our greater network to see how we can get them access to funding. So I hope that answered the question, Siona.
Yep, and then just one last thing, just a reminder that we have our care fund that we've set up for voting members and for employees of businesses in our alliance and on the Businesses We Love list. So we're also making sure that our businesses know that they have that resource as well. Thank you. Lucas.
Sure, thanks. So my organizational update is that I am leaving Ujima on May 22nd. I joined Ujima in August of 2017, and it's been an amazing journey. I see you, John. I remember vividly setting up chairs, bringing up pizza, closing down the member meeting space at City Life, turning off the lights, driving people home for 3 years, meeting in a room in Jackson Square with a dripping ceiling, with trash bins that caught the water and were full. And before that, working in the 3rd floor of a house where we were co-located with a law office and working on a piece of wood over 2 file cabinets. That was our desk for a long time. Back when the highlight of my work week was bagels during the staff meeting and thinking through the architecture of a massively complex and massively ambitious master plan from Aaron Tanaka and Nia and Deborah Fries and Lisa Owens and Hendricks and Libby and others. And over the last 3 years, we have stood up every element of what we set out to create except for the Worker Services Network. We have an Ujima currency, we have a community standards committee, we have an investment committee, we have a fund with over $2 million raised, and we've made our first investment as a collective. So I'm thankful to have been trusted as a member of this team by all the members of CED, Ujima, BII, and City Life. Thankful for all the mentorship and above all real friendship that has been built with members of those teams and with members of Ujima over the years. And thanks for trusting me as members by participating in Ujima, because the point of all this for me was to deliver a platform so it wouldn't be people in suits dictating what happens in neighborhoods that they don't live in. I wanted to build something that was led by the wisdom of those most impacted and who had the most knowledge to bring to the table, and we've collectively built that. And we've got a long way to go, and we're going to keep building it and growing it, but the baby is in 1st grade, and I'm excited to see it go through elementary school.
Thank you, Lucas. Well done. That was exactly 2 minutes too, 7:15. But I was thinking, Joyce said, good luck, Lucas. I don't know, Sierra and Claudia, if there's anything you want to say. It is 7:15, so technically we do have to break out. But if there's anything quick that you have, I invite you to do so now. Alex, you as well.
Hi. I just wanted to say, as part of Necessary Systems Daily, just to kind of jump off of what Nia had said earlier, is that part of that is just something as simply as amplifying the posts that you see. So if you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, or you're on Facebook, just sharing those is a simple action that can really just like make you feel connected to your community, even though it's simple. And it's just a way of getting information to people. Most of the content is about funds that are out there, also just small acts of self-care, and also ways to reflect. So that's just a small thing you can do with Necessary Systems Daily.
Thank you, Claudia. Alex and Sierra, anything?
Nothing new for me.
Okay, great. How about you, Alex?
So for the outreach to the businesses that we love, a lot of them aren't picking up the phones because we just have like the business number, but the ones who the other intern and I have been able to talk to, just trying to convince them to, because they don't want to talk about like investments a lot of the time. So we've invited them to these Wednesday meetings, but it doesn't look like they showed up. So I'm a little disappointed, but that's okay.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. And yeah, I think it's fine. You don't need to be disappointed. Okay, so I am now going to move to breaking us out. I'm going to stop the recording. Yes.